I want to go back to the July 25th call right now, where President Trump, in another excerpt, asked President Zelensky about his potential political opponent, Vice President Joe Biden. In this excerpt, the president said, "The other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the attorney general would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution, so if you can look into it. It sounds horrible to me." Now, Dr. Hill, this was, of course, one of the allegations that Rudy Giuliani was pushing. Is that right?
That's correct.
And now confirmed in this July 25th call that the president was also interested in it?
Yes.
Ambassadors Volker and Sondland have tried to draw a distinction between their understanding of the connection between Burisma and the Bidens. But Dr. Hill, was it apparent to you that when President Trump, Rudy Giuliani, or anyone else was pushing for an investigation into Burisma, that the reason why they wanted that investigation related to what President Trump said here, the Bidens?
It was very apparent to me that that was what Rudy Giuliani intended, yes. Intended to convey that Burisma was linked to the Bidens, and he said this publicly, repeatedly.
And Mr. Holmes, you also understood that Burisma was code for Bidens?
Yes.
And do you think that anyone involved in Ukraine matters in the spring and the summer would understand that as well?
Yes.
Now, Dr. Hill, are you aware of any evidence to support the allegations against Vice President Biden?
I'm not, no.
And in fact, Mr. Holmes, the former prosecutor general of Ukraine, who Vice President Biden encouraged to fire, was actually corrupt. Is that right?
Correct.
And was not pursuing corruption investigations and prosecutions, right?
My understanding is the prosecutor general at the time, Shokin, was not at that time pursuing investigations of Burisma or the Bidens.
And in fact, removing that corrupt prosecutor general was part of the United States anti-corruption policy. Isn't that correct?
That's correct. And not just us, but all of our allies and other institutions that were involved in Ukraine at the time.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.